How are you? I think you are studying in the house. You are not wasting your time. Little children, as you all know, the syllabus has come from the government. Okay, we have to go according to the new syllabus. That is from, they have given that is from September 1st. Okay, September 1st. The syllabus starts from September 1st to March 31st. Okay, September 1st to March 31st is your syllabus ending. In that, many of the chapters they have been given. In one chapter, they have reduced certain subtopics. Some of the subtopics they have reduced. Like, you know, the first lesson, Advent of Europeans to India. In that lesson, they have limited, that is deleted, Carnatic Wars and Battle of Plassey. That is not there, children. In your notes, you have written your notes already. In that notes, you can put the into there. Okay, that is Carnatic Wars, Battle of Plassey, or this one you put the into, so that you will not study for your exam. The rest of the things you will study. Each and every lessons which I have done so far, I will be telling you. Okay, one by one lesson, whichever I am doing, for that lessons I will be telling you. You write down the notes as it is. Okay, as I am sending you the notes and as I am explaining, only that topics will be there. Other than that other topics are deleted. Okay, children. So, like example in geography. In geography, the first lesson, that is Indian geographical. What is it? Location of India. Location of India in Asia and the world. Or Indian position and extension. That lesson, chapter fully it is deleted. Means it is dropped out. That lesson is not there in your syllabus. First lesson in your geography, that is Indian position and extension. Okay, children, that lesson is not there in your syllabus. So like that, one by one, whichever the lessons I am telling or I am explaining, I will explain to you. I will tell you before I start the lesson which are the portions, which are the subtopics deleted from your syllabus. Whatever I am explaining, whatever I am sending you the notes, only you go along with that notes and the explanation. No need of reading the full lesson. Because some of the subtopics has been reduced. Understood, children? Once again I am telling, some of the subtopics, not the lesson. If the lesson is completely deleted or reduced, I will inform to you. Okay? You don't worry. But whatever lessons I am taking, that you go through, write on the notes and start reading now and then. Don't be careless. Because you are going to write your exams. Understood, children? You are 10th standard. Be serious in your studies. Alright? Yes. And now I am going to start with that is the 7th lesson. 7th lesson, that is freedom movement. Freedom movement, in that lesson, rise of nationalism is there. Indian National Congress, moderates, radicals and revolutionaries there, and division of Bengal, it's not there. Understood, children? Division of Bengal is not there. Other than that, everything is there. Okay? So, that the lesson, that is freedom movement. 7th lesson in your history textbook, that is freedom movement. Understood, children? Yes. Indian freedom movement, it is an important and vibrant chapter in the history of India. In the history of India, that is the second half of the 19th century, it witnessed the full flowering of national political consciousness. Okay, and the growth of an organic national movement in India. Okay, so that is the British government for its own purpose, radically changed the economic structure of Indian society. Like they established a centralized state, introduced modern education, then expansion of communication and roads, expansion of English education, impact of Western education, growth of vernacular literature, press and newspaper, economic exploitation of British. Okay, all this one was there, and so but people suffered a lot. People suffered a lot with the famine and hardship created by the British rule. Okay, so under such circumstances, they emerged new social forces. These social classes provided the basis for the rise and growth of nationalism in India. Okay, the British rule was largely responsible for the new awakening among the Indians. The British exploited and enriched the Indians. Because of that, what happened? See, as a result of all this, the educated youth started sharing the ideas because of this awakening. Okay, so because of all that reason, whatever I told, the British government for their own purpose radically changed the structure of the Indian society. Okay, and they established a centralized state, introducing modern education. All these things enriched the people. Okay, that is, as a result of all this, many Indians, the youth, started sharing the ideas of nationalism with ordinary people. Okay, so nationalism found its root as a concrete structure. Indian National Congress is the institutional expression of this. Okay, by this, next it is the Indian National Congress. Okay, the first war of Indian independence that took place in 1857. Okay, it led to the development of political awakening in India. Okay, the 1857 first war of Indian independence that gave the way to the political awakening of Indians. Okay, many educated youth provided leadership and various associations which had nationalist outlook. Among them, the Hindu Mela, All Indian Association, Pune Public Sabha, and the Indian Association are important. Okay, these are all very important. Okay, so the vernacular press was implemented to curb the independent press. Okay, now the formation of Indian National Congress. Okay, the Indian National Congress, they conducted its first session in Bombay. In 1885 at the initiative of a retired civil service officer, A.O. Okay, A.O. he played a role in formation of Indian National Congress. He was a retired civil service officer. Okay, its aim, what was its aim was? Its aim was to obtain greatest share in government for educated Indians and to create a platform for civic and politically. Okay, next, to bring leaders from different parts of the country. Then to promote political liberal democracy and democratic culture in the country. And moreover, W.C. Banerjee was the first president of this Indian National Congress. W.C. Banerjee was the first president. Okay, he was also having certain aims. What was his aim? Was to promote and consolidate the feeling of national unity. Then to formulate popular demands and present them before the government. Okay, these are all the aims of W.C. Banerjee. He was the first president of the Indian National Congress. Okay, as I told you, the Indian National Congress was having certain objectives also. What was the aims and objectives? That is to promote political liberal democracy and democratic culture in the country. Then to create and promote anti-colonial ideology among the people. Then it was having objectives that to prepare and put forward the popular demand of Indian National Congress before government. What are the demands they had? That they have to put it before the government. They should have the guts to go and put it before the government. provided they had the privilege to do that, okay, to prepare and put forward the popular demand, whatever demand they were having, that they have to put it in front of the government, okay. These are all were the aims and objectives of the Indian National Congress, okay. That is AOU. He was the founder of the Indian National Congress. It was, the first meeting was held in, that is 1885, at the initiative of AOU in Bombay, first session, okay. Understood, children? So this is about the Indian National Congress, okay. So there what happened, the British people, they started divide and rule policy. Why they wanted that divide and rule policy? Because they wanted to bring disunity among the Indians. They want to get the Indians separated, that is the Muslims and the Hindu people wanted to be separated by bringing disunity among the people. This was their tactics. This was the tactics that the Britishers used. They wanted to bring enmity between the Indians, that is the Hindus and the Muslims, okay, by implementing strategies to cause disunity among Hindus and Muslims. But still, the Indian National Congress continued its focus on creating unity among Indians. But still, they struggled hard. They wanted their demands to be placed before the government. So that is the reason why they fought for this one. They wanted Indians to be united. Okay. So during the later parts of 19th century, different opinions arose in the Indian National Congress to the difference, that is belief executing styles. They are identified as moderates and radicals. Okay, the different types of people: moderates, then radicals, then revolutionary people. They wanted their unity. They wanted to do their independence. They wanted to get the independence through different ways, whether through violent or non-violent. First, we'll talk about the moderates. Okay, moderates. Traditionally, the first 20 years of the Indian National Congress is called as the age of moderates. Okay, the first 20 years of the Indian National Congress is called as the age of moderates. Okay, among them W.C. Banerjee, M.G. Ranade, Surendranath Banerjee, Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale were the major moderate leaders. Okay, they were the major moderate leaders. Okay, so the moderates were the early Congress people who led the Indian National Congress from 1885 to 1905. 1885 to 1905. So during the time, that is only called as the age of moderates. Okay, they were aware. So the people, that is the moderate people, they were aware of the power of the British people. They were aware of the British people in India and wanted to protect the youth of India. But they know the power of the Britishers were more. Okay, and so, but still they wanted to protect the youth of India. They resorted to peaceful means. They took a peaceful method and moderate method. Moderate method, like what are the methods they use? That is keeping petitioning, or publishing pamphlets, or taking procession, or through request and prayers. These are all the things they done. They wanted to do it peacefully. They wanted to do it judicially, according to the law they wanted to do. That's why they tried to bring political awareness among the people. Okay, they published newspaper, wrote articles and showed how British rule was leading to economic ruin of the country. That is drain theory. How they are drained the wealth of the country. The British people, how they are drained the wealth of the country. They criticized British rule in their speeches and sent representatives to different parts of the countries. So the period of moderate is called as the age of liberal nationalism. They wanted to unite the people peacefully. peacefully. Okay, violent method they don't want. The period between CE 1885 and 1905 is called as the age of moderates. Next it is the radicals. Okay, whom do we call as radicals? The radicals people where they called the moderates as the political beggars, because as they were very unhappy with the moderates, because the moderates were doing all the things through judiciary. They were not for violent. Okay, so these are all the situations. They were pleading, they were keeping petition, they were writing the letters, or they were taking in procession. Then what are the things they were doing? They published newspapers, wrote articles. They were all doing for peaceful thing. So this one made the radicals very unhappy. Okay, so the group of congressmen who criticized the soft stanza, soft corners of the moderates are called as radicals. The people, the congressmen who rejected the thought of the moderates. Okay, those people were called as the radicals. Okay, the radicals, they adopted the method like passive resistance, boycott and Swadesh. They boycotted. Okay, next they believed that for any success boldness was required. Okay, for any success they took up violent method. They thought violent method is the only solution for their problem, to bring in equality, to bring the youths in existence. Okay, so that was done through violent method. Okay, so now some of the moderates are Aurobindo Ghosh, Bipin Chandrapal, Lala Lajpat Rai and Bal Gangadhar Tilak are the main members of this radical group. And so children, they opposed the stanza of the British who considered nominating the Indian members to Indian Legislature Assembly as an important favor. And so children, so that you have to know the difference between the radicals and the moderates. Okay, moderates were early nationalists. They were the early nationalists, and radicals were the assertive. Next, moderates did not want absolute independence, but radicals, they wanted Purna Swaraj. They wanted complete independence. Then moderates were in favor of British Empire, but radicals believed in supremacy of Indian culture. This is the differences between the moderates and the radicals. Okay, they sought in peaceful ways moderate people, whereas the radicals fought against the violent method. Okay, next part of that is division of Bengal, that is not there in your syllabus. I'll start with the revolutionaries. Okay, revolutionaries. Who are the revolutionaries? The revolutionaries dreamt of attaining complete freedom. They wanted complete freedom, so they believed that they can drive away the British by the violent method. They don't want to beg, they don't want to plead, but completely violent method they wanted to take up to attain full freedom. Understood? So what happened? They established an association across the country and started collecting weapons and money for an armed struggle against the British. They started collecting money, weapons. If they have all that, if they get ready with that, they can violently attack the British people. That was the main idea. That was the thought that the revolutionary people had. Because in the beginning itself I told, they are fought for violently to attain complete freedom. And that's what children, they provided training also. A secret organization named Lotus and Dagger was founded in England. Like people like Aurobindo Ghosh, who were in England, supported. He was in England. Though he was in England, he supported the revolutionary act of the Indian people. through this organization. Similarly, another organization also was started that is called Gada. Next in USA can be called here Abhinava Bharata and Anushila Samiti, where the two important secret organizations that was started by the revolutionary people to attain complete freedom. Understood, children? So they used bombs and guns to achieve their goal, violently, fighting, struggling. They don't want peaceful way at all. Understood? So that's why they used the bombs and guns. Use of guns and bombs were there during the revolutionary time. The government tried to suppress them. The government tried to suppress them by arresting them and hanging them unto death, okay, on the charges of seduction. The government wanted to stop this situation of the people who were behaving rudely to attain freedom. Understood, children? So the people here also, the revolutionary was having a group of people. The important leaders among them is the Arvind Ghosh, B.D. Sarwakar, Ashwin Kumar Datta, Rajanarayana Bose, Rajaguru, Chakir Brothers, Vishnu Shastri, Champukar Shamji, Krishna Varma, Ras Bihari Ghosh, Madam Karma, Ram Prasad Bismil, Ashfaqullah Khan, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Jatin Jaf. All these are the important and the prominent people who participated in the revolutionary movement to attain full freedom. Understood, children? So they dreamt of revolutionary to bring the freedom to India quickly did not materialize completely. This attempt was not completely successful. But still they were fountain of spirit to the Indian freedom movement. But they inspired the people who came after them, who fought against the Britishers. Okay, so now many of the radicals later became revolutionaries. Where I told you the radicals were also for violent people only. And they indirectly told the moderates as the political beggars. These people, they did not beg. So lately what happened? They joined the revolutionary groups. The radicals and the revolutionaries, they joined together and continued their effort. Arvind Ghosh was one such leader like this. The role of revolutionary is important in many ways in the annals of Indian history. Understood, children? By this you are understood what all I explained in the lesson, that is the Indian National Congress. Who was the founder of the Indian National Congress? What are the merits? What is the reason for the rise of nationalism? Who were the radicals and who were the moderates? What role did they play? How they attained the freedom? How they wanted to attain freedom? These are all the things I taught you in this lesson. And today I will be sending you the notes for this lesson. Copy the notes in order. However, I am sending you the notes. Understood, children? Don't think whether it is from the first part or second part. Whatever I am giving you, you just write down the notes. Okay? So, I think you understood this lesson. Understood the lesson? Copy the notes and send the notes to me. Whoever has completed the notes, you send the notes. See the small children so nicely they are responding to the teachers. I wanted the 10th standard children also to write your notes and send in your WhatsApp. Mention your name. Ma'am, I have completed my social class work. I will be writing in my notes of lesson how many of you are writing the notes and how many of you are least bothered. Understood, student? Because you are going to write a board exam, be thorough. Don't waste your time. Then and there, write the notes. Copy the notes from your this one WhatsApp and then complete the notes. Send it to me. After once you complete the notes, I should see the notes. Understood, children? Don't wait till the school will open and go and show it to you. No, I wanted the notes then and there. Today, if I am sending, by today evening, I should see your notes. I think you will do that. Is that clear, children? Yes, thank you.